Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and I'm over on Scorched Earth, and as you can see, obviously the map runs really well, but Ark has released another huge update today. Now, to be fair, this update is more aimed at the console players instead of the PC players, but it also, I mean, there's some news that I'm going to combine between 2 weeks in order to kind of hopefully give you all a little bit of hope. But I'm going to kind of go over all of that information right now. So if you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing to the channel. All right, so in order to talk about this from the very start, we're going to have to go into the mods section. Now, if you know where the mods section is on PC, this obviously looks different than it does over on console, because on console, you don't have access to the premium mods. Now, normally I would say that, you know, I do not like the idea of mods being premium on one console and not on the other, so it's available for PC but not for console. But they finally have actually added a feature where these are all going to be ported over to console, so PlayStation 5 and Xbox are going to get these. Now, if you haven't played some of these yet, there's a reason they cost a little bit of money. Svartalfheim might be one of the best maps that I've ever played. Survive the Night is one of the coolest things that I've played. You can see that the Reverence, I haven't played it, or Reverence. I want to play it. I've heard fantastic things about it. And then the Potions Plus is also a really cool mod. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the actual update before we get into this, right? So here it is. It's Community Crunch 405, their Friday updates. You can see that they've got an update on the premium mods, excellent rates, and more. Mods, before we even start this, is what makes Ark so fun. So people that have played on console, played Ark Survival Evolved, I'm sorry that you didn't get to play with some of the amazing mods that haven't been ported over to Ark Survival Ascended. But I tell you what, the fact that you get to play with them now is a real privilege, because it is super cool. Having things like these guys right here, yep, these are pretty cool, with some sort of massive build that you can have on the back of a Brachiosaurus is a really cool thing. Now, anyways, what do I mean when I talk about they're adding premium mods to console? Now, what I mean is they just released this a couple minutes ago. Console players, get ready for leveling up the modding game. Obviously, premium mods are finally landing on Xbox and PlayStation at the end of April. Modding has always been a huge part, like I just told you about, and it's basically the community creativity has kept everyone fresh. Now that CurseForge is also involved, there's money and monetary value to modders, who should be paid, by the way. I think there should be, because there's a lot of time a lot of these modders put into their product. So there should be some sort of reward for them, for people enjoying their stuff. Now, this is plenty of amazing content to do live, and keep your eyes peeled for more details on the rollout. So all that means is all console players are essentially going to have access to new mods and new things to do, which is a huge advantage, because some of those premium mods, there's a reason they are premium. Like I said, they are really, really, really well thought out. They are really, really good. And they're going to keep adding more and more as Ark Survival Ascended continues to age and go down the pathway of kind of, I honestly think they're going to keep it open when they release Ark 2, and I still think they're on track. My guess is probably like a January 2025 release for Ark 2 is my current guess. I know everyone's like, it's still going to be an Ark 2024 Ark 2. There's no way. Absolutely not a chance. And I will hold by those words. And if I'm wrong, I am happy about that. But because of that, I think they're going to keep Ark Survival Ascended rolling, and then release Ark 2 while they're continuing to work on Ark Ascended. Now, that's personal opinion. It could also be the other way around. They're going to finish Ark Ascended, then move into Ark 2, which means that we won't get Ark 2 for another 2 or 3 years, which is also possible. So, you know, keep that for what you will. The next thing that also released, if you have not seen a lot of these Dear Jane skins, there are 7 sets of 4 different skins in each one. They are all really cool. They are all fun, and they all add like a unique little thing to the mods, including those anime skins that you can get from the actual anime itself. Now, it's a really cool thing. The animated series, obviously, Ark, the animated series, I think they had a lot of room to grow. I almost started laughing there. But it's a good start. It's not a bad anime. I wouldn't say that it's the most watchable thing for someone that doesn't enjoy Ark, but as someone that plays Ark a ton, it's enjoyable to see some of the content that they did make. So these skins are fun to see inside of the game. Now, obviously, you can see that they've kind of released the whole world. We'll see it on April the 19th, but the United States has already seen it. So a lot of its fans for Ark have already seen it. I'm pretty sure most places have seen it already, or at least have access to like using a VPN to get into it. Now, mod spotlight. This is another one of my favorite things, and I know I just talked about mods pretty heavily, but the additional munitions, fantastic mod. Colossus Scorpius, I have that on my Scorched Earth server. Big tents, really cool. Arc Nucleus, really cool. And then all of these I haven't played yet, but I've heard a lot of cool things about anything that's kind of added into Scorched Earth. And then obviously you can see the excellent event or excellent rates on the official server network is pretty cool to see. The more they add, the happier I am, just because it's really important for me to see that they kind of increase these rates, especially after the big snafu that they just had. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me explain it to you. So essentially Ark released, when they released Scorched Earth, people were able to bring things from the island over to Scorched Earth, things that shouldn't have been on there. And it gave some people a huge advantage. So they essentially took all official servers and rolled them back 12 hours, which is not good. Again, not a good look. I appreciate that they rolled them back, but that's a lot of people's time and a lot of things were accomplished in that time, and that sucks. So a lot of people aren't very happy with that. Now I get why, but it is, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. It's just something. Now you can see that the mods themselves though, like, you know, these 5 are the only ones that the recommended and the pay for mods right now. They are really good. It is a little bit of a cash grab from Wildcard because I think they take a good chunk of the change from it, but Scorched Earth overall has been fantastic. And the reason that I want to kind of go into this and show you this is because it runs really smooth. I'm on max settings. Now, yes, I have a pretty beefy graphics card, but it is a really good overall map. It runs well and it's fun to play. So I will admit that if you are not playing Ark Ascended yet, or you have it and you left on the island, Scorched Earth runs really well. It's very pretty and it seems to be pretty neat overall. Now here's the Colossus Scorpius, by the way, the massive scorpions. They're pretty cool. I know I talked about the mods. So the more you can add into the game, the better off you are for mods, because it's just fun. Let's just be honest. It's fun. But the reason that I want to mention this is because now they're starting to look towards the actual release of the center, which is supposed to release on June 3rd. I think it'll get pushed back another couple of weeks, but you know, I only think that because they've already pushed it back a few months. So why would a couple of weeks matter? Because I'd rather them release a completed map like Scorched Earth. Fantastic. This release was very good. Very few things actually happened that went wrong, except for the obvious thing that I just talked about with the actual transfers in. But the map itself is fantastic. There have been no major glitches. It runs very smooth. It runs way better than the island, even though it's about the same size. It's got a whole bunch of different stuff on the outside of the map in those dunes, which is pretty cool. It's just it's a very unique map. It's a very hard to play on map because it's a very struggle fest, but I'm hoping that with the center, because it's a massive map also, it's like 3 times the size of the island with multiple layers. If you haven't played the center, I am genuinely stoked to play the center on June 3rd. Now, it's less than 2 months away, so they've got only a little bit of time to finish whatever corrections they're working on, but I'm hoping that they can. So this update was more of aimed for its console players, but I have a feeling that in the next few weeks, we're going to learn a lot more information on the center, because that's going to be a massive map for Ark. It's going to bring a whole bunch of fans back, because it and Ragnarok, but just the 2 of those, are some of the most popular maps in Ark. So definitely keep your eyes peeled, because it's going to start, like, people are going to start coming back once they have their comfort maps back, if you want to think of it that way. But again, Scorched Earth was great, so I can't complain too much. So June 3rd, definitely keep your eye out for that. Ark 2, I still don't think it's coming out for another 2 or 3 years. Maybe January, but that's my thought on that one. But anyways, go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave a like if you don't mind, and then consider subbing to the channel if you haven't done so already. I know it doesn't seem like much and it's free. It helps a ton. So if you don't mind, that would be awesome, but it's up to you. All right, anyways, hopefully this video helps you out. And other than that, teach.